What's crack-a-lackin', Captain?
Nothing much. This is Brian.
This is James.
This is B.
2J, the podcast, all things entertainment. So,
we are coming at you from the 209.
The Dub 9, Stockton, California, knows how to party. Alright, so I want to get two things out the way. First off, I didn't have any payoff for the Kevin Smith thing and the Morena Baccarin thing. Mm-hmm. She was in Firefly, so I thought right on that one.
Well, we don't need payoff either. I mean, you just got to pay our respects, you know.
Yeah, payoff for that one. She was a part of one of my favorite TV shows.
And we weren't pronouncing her name right?
Morena Baccarin. I believe we are. I still never checked that one, but and then Kevin Smith was the voice of a stormtrooper in The Force Awakens.
All right.
Star Wars. So that was what I wanted to do. Those two things to pay off from the last podcast, because I re-listened and I realized I never did get those two things off me chest. All right, so I want to start out this one also with a little brief rest in peace to Kevin Randleman, former UFC heavyweight champion.
Of the world.
Of the wild. He also knocked out Mirko Cro Cop in his prime. Mirko Cro Cop being in his prime. He was only 44 when he died. He passed away of pneumonia.
So young and wow.
Pneumonia taken out by a...
Obviously not so silly disease.
No. He beat Mark Coleman for the UFC heavyweight championship, and then lost the title in his next fight against Randy Couture. He's fought the who's who in MMA. He fought Fedor Emelianenko, slammed Fedor Emelianenko. Ended up losing because Fedor's, in my opinion, probably one of the best fighters of all time. Mm-hmm. So, I didn't get to watch Monday Night Raw, bro. Did you?
No, unfortunately. But, hey, at least we both missed it together.
Yeah, that sucks. And I didn't get it recorded for some ungodly reason. So you're useless on that one.
Oh, well.
So,
we haven't seen Lucha Underground either, so...
Yeah, we're going to be late to that party by a day, but we'll be on it tomorrow for tomorrow's podcast, which I guess would be today, but anyway.
Yeah, after we get some sleep.
So I did end up watching the Stone Cold podcast, which was right after Raw, because I got the WWE Network for only...
$9.99.
Exactly. So, Big Show was on that. Everybody who's wondering whether or not Big Show's going to retire soon, he's got 2 more years left in him.
And everybody else has got about one option.
Like,
you do it.
Better,
or quit crying about it.
You better fucking like it, man, because he ain't going nowhere.
I love it.
How do you feel about it? What's your opinion on the Big Show?
He's the shit.
He had a really cool... podcast.
One of my favorite matches I ever saw in person was a 6-man tag match back as a kid. And
which you can't watch on the podcast on the WWE
still
Network.
It happens.
It was a house show,
right? It was
right?
3 man beasts versus 3 normal sized guys.
But they put all the little dudes over, so.
Yeah, rest in peace to Eddie Guerrero.
Viva la raza. All right. So. We're going to go through our little entertainment part of it. We got a few new things that we're going to incorporate into this podcast. Little tidbits of segments. So, we're going to do the box office hits first, man. So, this past weekend, a lot of people went and seen movies. We went to the movies. We saw Deadpool.
Yes, sir.
So, it wasn't it was about a week ago when we saw Deadpool. Week ago tomorrow night.
Yep.
So, Deadpool was the number 1 movie in this last weekend's box office hits. We're gonna run down the top 5. We watched all the trailers to the top 5 movies. Obviously, we haven't seen them all.
Just one.
which is the number one of the box office hit movies.
Because we're cool like that.
Well, we obviously have good taste if we went and seen the number one movie, so.
And all the trailers were pretty badass for the other 4 too, so.
Yeah, so it's we got a yes or no, will we see it or not kind of deal.
We all pretty much had yeses for all of them. The only one I had no one for was Zoolander 2 because I haven't seen the first one.
I had 2 no's, but we'll go through it. All right, so the Revenant. Do you want to see that one?
Major yes. Wasn't that the Leo one?
Yep.
Leonardo DiCaprio.
It was based on a true story. Looked pretty badass. Obviously we haven't seen it yet, but
Nope.
did want to see it. Zoolander 2 with Penelope Cruz as the chick in that one. That looked pretty good. You didn't see Zoolander 1, so you said you didn't want to see number 2 until you see number 1.
Exactly.
Fun fact about Zoolander, bro, huh? The face that he gives in that movie, it's called either the Magnum or the Blue Steel. They're both the same look.
Yeah.
But if you watch our namesake for our podcast, B2J, aka Y2J, aka Chris Jericho, every time he's busting a promo, he busts either a Magnum or a Blue Steel. I swear to God, watch it, dude. You guys can't see us, but I'm gonna do the face for him to see, and then you'll see it's like this.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
And dude, he does that when he's busting a promo. I'm like, gosh dang it, that is so fucking awesome. So that was a little fun fact. How to Be Single was number 3. Zoolander number 4. The Revenant number 5. How to Be Single number 3. That was a no for me, but I could be swayed because my girlfriend could probably obviously talk me into twisting my arm.
It looked pretty funny.
Going and seeing that. It's got that one chick in it. I can't think of her name right now, but it's the big funny chick.
Yeah, she's hilarious, actually.
I don't know if she's Australian or British, but she's pretty
blonde.
funny. Yeah, I can't think of her name right now.
I never knew it.
She's got a cool name. I can't think of it right now. But anyway. Kung Fu Panda 3.
Major yes.
Not a major no for me because I want to see it. I love Jack Black, but I'd never seen the first 2, so I don't want to see that one. For the same reason you don't want to see Zoolander, I don't want to see...
I would understand if you haven't seen either one. I've seen 1, but not 2, so I wouldn't mind seeing 3. I mean, when I saw Men in Black 3, one of my favorite movies, I hadn't already seen 1 and 2. I didn't see 1 and 2 until after.
Go. Slurping on that Will Smith. And then number 1, Deadpool.
Of course.
Was legit as fuck.
One of my favorite memes as of late, last year's Valentine's Day movie was 50 Shades of Grey. Glad to see we learned from our mistakes.
And then Deadpool was this one.
Yep.
So there we go. We ran through it. That was the top 5. We're going to go to another new segment, which is upcoming movies.
Oh, I thought it was Did Our Ears Bleed, but...
No, we're going to stick on these little movie things. So, do that. And then upcoming movies. We got 3 movies that were yes movies that we wanted to see that come out this weekend. We're not going to obviously probably wait and see them when they come out on DVD because
some of them,
probably all of them more than most likely.
Yeah.
Even the ones that are leading the top 5 in the box office
attraction.
Yeah, box office attractions. The top 5 box office attractions. So the upcoming movies coming out, Rolling Papers. Obviously something near and dear to our hearts.
Oh, yeah.
All about Mota.
It looks pretty funny, too, in general. I will give it that.
For medicinal reasons, obviously. Rolling Papers, it's about legalization of marijuana in Colorado. It looks really good. Very informative, as the kids are not saying, because that's a big syllable word. The Witch is another movie that's coming out this weekend. That looked pretty creepy.
That looked like one of the best horror movies
that might be coming out in the
I just saw the
near or
trailer,
distant
but
future. That looked pretty good
It looked legit as hell. If I do end up seeing any of those movies in the
theater.
besides Deadpool already, of course, would be The Witch, because that shit looked legit.
It looked creepy as fuck, and it looked pretty good. Risen, it's a upcoming attraction that actually looked good too. That's like post the Passion of the Christ kind of thing. I don't know if it's Mel Gibson. Obviously, I would have heard about that if it was another Mel Gibson movie. But along those lines, it's what happens after he gets annihilated for most of that Passion of the Christ movie.
Oh, shit.
So they lock him up in the tomb, and then he rises 3 days later, as or so the Bible says. And then we take that journey to our spiritual
realm,
enlightenment. Again, as the kids are not saying, because again, enlightenment, a big syllable word, a big boy word. All right, on to everybody's favorite segment. The Did Our Ears Bleed or Not?
Yeah, of course they did.
Of course they did, because a lot of the same songs are in the Billboard Top 10. I think as a matter of fact, all the same songs are in it, just in different orders. Some up, some down. I'm not gonna run down last week's, although I could. Actually, should I? Should I run down last week's?
I don't think so. If they're all the same and they're just switched a little bit.
They are switched a little bit.
Just start with number 10 being the same. Isn't it Adele? Yeah, you had to go through last week's.
Oh, well, all right. If we don't got to go through it.
Yeah, they're all the same songs. They're just switched up a little bit.
All right, the Billboard Top 10, Did Our Ears Bleed or Not segment. Number 10, yes, Adele, When We Were Young. I actually gave it a thumb up. Last week, I want to say...
None.
I gave him 0. I gave her 0, sorry. I gave her 0 last week, 0 thumbs up. And
Apparently Adele's growing on him and she doesn't have to scream anymore to get his attention.
Oh, yeah. Well, I noticed she kind of screams in this song too, but it's all good. She's, again, like I said, she's got the best vocals probably in the top 10.
I think I gave her 2.
You gave her 2 stars. Yep. I gave her 1 thumb up. You gave her 2 stars. A little not so nice to Adele on that.
Not that song anyways.
So the number 9 song is Here by Alessia Cara, and I gave her 1 thumb up, and you gave her 3 stars. You were on that song, I suppose, and I was 1 thumb up, for obvious reasons.
She gets 110 out of 200 from us.
She gets a 50-50 on me, but, 50-50 is better than 0 because I do that. Where you're a little nice by not giving anybody zeros, I will 0 the shit out of you. The next song, Roses by Chainsmokers, she's in number 8, or that group is number 8. Chainsmokers featuring Roses. I gave that 1 thumb up. I do like that song. You gave that one 5 stars.
Of course.
That's my jam. I don't think that you gave her 5 stars. I got to go back in time.
Yeah, 5.5.